If you are currently taking 1 or 2 blood pressure medications and those numbers are still staying stubbornly high, you are likely heading toward the same clinical frustration that Margaret found herself in just 2 months ago. Margaret is 62, a retired teacher, and she did everything her doctor asked. She cut her salt, she went for her daily walks, and she took her prescriptions without fail. But a year later, her systolic reading was still sitting at 158. Her doctor was about to write the script for her third medication. Today, I'm taking you inside the Margaret Case Study. I am going to show you exactly how she utilized a specific evidence-based sequence to see a 22-point drop in her systolic reading over 8 weeks. But more importantly, I'm going to show you why she almost quit on day 14 and the biological threshold that most people give up on just days before their breakthrough. Most people fail to see results because they treat heart health like a menu. They pick one habit here and one habit there, and then they wait. But your cardiovascular system is a complex, integrated web. If you only pull one string, the rest of the web stays tight. Margaret's breakthrough happened the moment she stopped trying tips and started using what we call a synchronized protocol. In our previous discussions, we looked at the walking, reset, and isometrics. For Margaret, her arteries were chronically reactive. She started her mornings with a specific 10-minute interval walk, not just a stroll, but a pace designed to signal the inner lining of her vessels to release natural vasodilators. In the afternoons, she added isometric wall sits. As we've seen in recent clinical meta-analyses, this clench and release mechanism is one of the most powerful signals we can give the body to improve arterial flexibility. But Margaret had tried exercise before. Why did it work this time? This is where most people realize they've been missing the foundation. Exercise is the signal, but your body needs the raw materials to respond to that signal. This is the biochemical reset. Margaret swapped her standard morning routine for the mineral synergy, focusing on specific ratios of potassium and magnesium. She was finally giving her smooth muscle cells the exact elements they needed to actually obey the relaxed signal that her exercise was sending. But stay with me, because there was a specific moment, around day 14, where Margaret almost quit. Her numbers hadn't moved yet. And this is the part most people don't realize. Your body doesn't change on a linear scale. It changes in thresholds. If you're finding Margaret's struggle relatable, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm share this evidence-based perspective with more people who feel stuck on the medication treadmill. And make sure to share this video with one person you care about. It could be the exact insight they've been looking for. If you want to see exactly how these protocols work together, subscribe and turn on those notifications. Now, back to Margaret's 14-day wall. Her cardiovascular system had spent years adapting to a state of elevated pressure. When you introduce new protocols, the body doesn't immediately accept the new set point. It resists. It is a physiological defense mechanism. Margaret was at day 14. She was just 1 week away from that threshold. On day 15, she found her hidden leak. While tracking her sodium to potassium ratio, she realized her healthy evening snack was packed with hidden sodium that was quietly counteracting her progress. She made one simple change. On day 17, the floodgates opened. Her reading didn't just move, it dropped 10 points in 72 hours. That is what a threshold crossing looks like. By the end of week 8, her systolic reading had dropped a total of 22 points. At her follow-up appointment, her doctor reviewed her logs. He didn't promise a miracle, but he did something she never thought possible. He opened the door to a conversation about eventually reducing her medication if she could maintain these stable numbers. Margaret told me later, "I didn't cry in his office. I waited until I got to my car." Margaret is not a medical miracle. She is a person who stopped approaching her health piecemeal and started treating it like a system. She combined the mechanical signal of targeted movement with the biochemical support of proper mineral nutrition. The takeaway from Margaret's journey is this: medication is a vital tool for managing symptoms, but your daily habits manage the biological environment. You have more influence over that environment than you've been led to believe. You just need the right sequence. If you want to move away from the guesswork and follow this exact 30-day clinical roadmap, I've built a complete daily protocol as part of the 30-day blood pressure reset foundation. It's the done-for-you version of the sequence Margaret used: the meals, the exercises, and the tracking sheets. You can find the link in the description below. Use code HEART for 30% off. But before you click that link, you need to see how the pieces actually fit together. In our final video of this series, I'm taking the lid off the entire lab. I am pulling everything together, the walking, the isometrics, and the minerals, and showing you exactly how they are organized into a single 30-day calendar. I'm going to do a full page-by-page walkthrough of the Heartstrong system so you can see the exact layout before you even start. I'll show you the meal plans, the tracking logs, and the specific daily checkboxes that Margaret used to cross her physiological threshold. That walkthrough is up next. Take care of your heart. It's been working for you every minute of your life without asking for anything in return. Give it this.